There's probably, 20-some pieces in just the medallion. And that's not counting all the little, bolts and nuts. Each chain link has close to 7 or 8 pieces. Yeah, there's a lot of pieces.
From the get-go, it's really important to us to kind of get away from kind of antiquated, traditionalist ceremonial objects that really kind of have no relevance.
Lots and lots of sketches, heaps of ideas that ranged from literally, making a video of a fake medallion in 3D and then hanging a video screen off of his neck.
How can we use current technology to actually make the piece and again represent what we're doing at UWM?
At one point we realized that the campus map could actually be pretty interesting, and there's a lot we could do with it rather than just kind of a snow globe model city. We could really stylize it. And working originally from the same map that you would get in a student brochure, we kind of created this little 3D world. So here you could see like Maryland Avenue, this would be the Union, this would be Engelman Field here.
The inspiration from this was taken from ball bearings, actually. And so we were looking a lot at the history of Milwaukee with industry and how bearings and heavy machinery and gears really played a huge role in Milwaukee's future as an industrial city. And we're actually kind of embracing industrial technology where we're taking the processes of industry and applying it to this kind of art object. We're also taking industrial materials. We're not working with gold, we're working with aluminum. We're working with brass. We're working with cheaper materials, but those are materials that you typically would see in industry. Basically, everything will be cut out with this machine or a larger CNC machine. A lot of people have this misconception that when it comes off of here, it's done. Like the machine does it all for you, and it doesn't. It's just merely a step in the process. The three-dimensional map of campus that Brian modeled, that's probably going to be the most time-consuming because it's like the most detailed. So we're going to cut it in wax and actually cast it.
Actually, it was all Mike's idea. I think it was in his head that, well, there's no medallion, the art faculty has to do it, of course.
Jewelry has this capacity to communicate ideas about the wearer. And so we really wanted to make sure to make it very specific to this university and this chancellor.
And speaking of the chancellor, his own PhD was actually advanced research on ball bearings. And so to have ball bearings as part of the chain as he's wearing it also, to me, is a nice touch, a nice personal touch.
Right now I'm melting aluminum in a crucible, and we're getting it molten. You can see how fluid the metal is, really moving. You can see the machining lines in that. We've got a lot of flashing here, but that's, essentially the map of campus, right? It's not as nice as we'd hoped, but we got the detail we wanted, so it'll be workable.
This is a big deal for me to work on this before I've even graduated.
I think that's pretty cool. I like that I can be a part of it, I think that's pretty awesome.
You guys have been working really hard on getting these things together and soldered and polished over the last couple of weeks, so.
It's coming together, thanks. I can see that he's gonna have a smile on his face when he puts it on.
The students being a part of that's probably one of the best parts, because you see it, they're so excited in it. It's about, being able to be a part of it. The students have just polished these, and we're gonna take these, run them through a process called anodizing, where we actually open up the pores of the aluminum so that it can accept dye, and that will give them their final color. It's gonna really pop. Excited.
I think there's so much actually thought that went into the medallion. That's what, as an artist and designer, I appreciate all the minuscule aspects and the ideas that went into it.
The students that we're educating are gonna shape the future of the city, and so the medallion, to me, I think it represents that, because we are using technology and we are using techniques that are not typical for this type of piece.
I think just the opportunity for people who are at this university at this time to have an input and actually design and make this object, I thought was really terrific.
We've been working on it for about 4 months. We wound up with around 86 parts in the chain. And we have probably over 120 in the medallion. We have probably close to 1,000 hours total, quite a bit of time. Probably one of the most involved pieces, you know, and sophisticated pieces that I've made. So I hope it's everything that he expected and maybe some more.